Today we will discuss about how to calculate the effective capacitance in different network model. I will start with a simple case. Say 3 capacitors are joined like this. 3 capacitors are joined like this, C1, C2 and let it is C3. And I will say this is point A, this is point B and this is point C. Of course, here also you can take. How many capacitors are there? C1, C2, C3. 3 capacitors are there. First, now I will try to calculate the effective capacitance between A and B. A and B in one of the method which is called node method. I am at A, I want to move to B. One method is simply I can draw like this. Directly I can go from A to B through via which capacitor? C1. There is alternate path to reach point B. What is that point B? First I have to pass through C3 and C2 also. So I will write like this. So there is alternate path, that is C2 and what is the next capacitor? C3. So this is point A and this is point B. So if you observe here, C2 and C3 are in series and that combination is parallel to C1. So the resultant capacitance between A and B equals to C1 parallel combination with series of these two. In series combination, what we can write, it is C2 C3 by C2 plus C3. But same set of capacitors, I want to find out the capacitance between B and C, say. B and C. I am at B, I want to find out the effective capacitance between B and C. Directly B to C, one capacitor. What is that capacitor from B to C? It is nothing but C2. And there is another method to move from B to C, that is along this path, A, C, like this. That means along the two capacitors. What are those two? What are those two? It is a C1 and the other one is a C3. So we have started at B, ended at C. So the capacitance between B and C again, C2 is in parallel with, the remaining two. What are those two? It is nothing but C1, C3 by C1 plus C3. Like this, we can calculate the effective capacitance between A and C also. So if I want to write the capacitance between A and C, direct path. What is that path? It has to pass through third capacitor, that is C3. Now, there is another one, so it is along the C1 and the C2. C1 and C2. So the effective, we have started which point? We have started at A and this is C. So the capacitance between A and C is nothing but what we can write? C3 plus the remaining part, that is C1, C2 by C1 plus C2. So the same set of capacitors, 3 capacitors, but by considering the points, different capacitance can be what we can say provided by the circuit. That is about one of the important and of course easiest method. After this, there is sometimes we may confuse whether the capacitors are connected in series or parallel or mixed. Say if 3 capacitors are joined like this, say C, for our convenience I am assuming that all are identical. No doubt, clearly it is what kind of combination? It is series combination. How many capacitors are connected in series? So effective capacitance of the combination is C by 3. Here, if I will consider a concept called it is a short circuiting or bypassing. That means if a wire is connected like this, so charge need not enter into the capacitor. There is alternate path. Charge will move like this. So this capacitor is a short circuited or bypassed. Then you need not consider this. So what are the 2 capacitors? Are only 2 capacitors. Connected in series or parallel? Connected in series. So what will be the effective capacitance? Capacitance becomes C by 2. Now, if three capacitors are joined like this, if these are joined like this, a big confusion now. Assume that all are identical again. Are they in series? Maybe appears to be in series, but they are not in series, they are in parallel. How they are in parallel? To decide this, let this terminal take it as positive and this terminal negative. Now positive plate, so this is a positive plate of this. Now there is a connection to the positive terminal like this, so what we can say, even this is positive and this is also positive. So positive plates of the each and every capacitor is connected to this terminal. Similarly, if I take it as negative, so this is negative, direct connection, connected negative, and it is also negative. So all the positive plates are connected to the positive terminal and all the negative terminals are connected to the negative terminal. It appears to be in series combination, but it is practically parallel combination. So which combination is a parallel combination? In parallel combination, so all of you know the effective capacitance is addition of these 3C. The same question, if it is given like this, say these three are the capacitors. So if wire is joined like this, what will be the effective capacitance? Now these two capacitors are short circuited, so only one capacitance we have to consider. I will write one more example like this. So say this is a capacitance C1, this is another capacitance C2. Now one more capacitor is joined like this, say C3. And the combination is connected like this. There is one more example like that. Now here, series combination or parallel combination? We cannot decide like that here. First, we have to decide the fate of the third capacitor. If you see the third capacitor, both ends are connected to the same terminal. So it is bypassed or short circuited. It is bypassed or short circuited. That means only two capacitors we have to consider, C1 and C2. Are they series? Are they in series or parallel? They are in parallel. That's why what is the effective capacitance of this combination? Then it will become C1 plus C2. These are some examples these are some simple examples. After this, now one more application is n number of plates are given. This is important application. N plates, n number of plates, each of area A are arranged in parallel with equal separation. Say for our convenience here I am taking 4 plates. N number of plates each of same area are arranged with equal separation. Let the separation between Ne2 is D. By using this, in this example I am taking 4 plates. How many capacitances are possible and what is the maximum possible capacitance with this? If or a combination of how many plates are taken, 4 capacitors are taken. If alternate plates are connected to this, that means if these two plates are connected to the positive terminal and these two plates are connected to the negative terminal. Since it is a positive terminal, so on the either side you can write as a positive, and it is positive means it is positive positive. It is negative terminal means so this is negative, on the either side it is negative only, so it is negative and negative. Remember this. The combination of both positive and negative plates is one capacitor. If it is a combination of both positive and both negative, then we cannot consider it as a capacitor. So what is one capacitor is formed here, second capacitor is formed here, and the third capacitor is formed here. All the positive terminals, positive terminal of every capacitor C1, C2, C3 is connected to the positive. So what kind of combination? It is a possible combination, parallel combination. Since it is a parallel combination, so what is the effective capacitance? Resultant capacitance is a parallel combination of these three. If they are identical, so 3 times of epsilon naught A by D, provided the separation between these two is equal and of the same area. Now, how many plates are taken? 4 plates are taken. How many capacitors are formed? 3. If n plates are taken like this, how many possible capacitors are there? Now, maximum capacitance, resultant maximum capacitance, what I can write is n minus 1 epsilon naught A by D. If n plates are used, what is the maximum capacitance? Maximum capacitance It is n minus 1 epsilon naught A by D. Maximum capacitance is obtained only when these plates are connected alternately. But same four set of plates, let these four are the set of the plates of area A separated by the same distance. Imagine if these are connected like this. This is connected to the positive terminal and this is connected to the negative terminal. So these two are, remaining two are connected to the negative terminal. These two are connected to the negative terminal. So positive means on the either side you can write plus, and negative means on the other side you can write minus, and this is plus and this is plus. Once again I am telling, combination of positive and negative plates is a capacitor. Let it is, definitely it is capacitor. But it cannot be a capacitor. Why? Because two negative plates are connected. So it cannot be a capacitor. But this I can treat it as a capacitor. So if four plates are used, so how many capacitors? It is not necessary that I'll get always a three capacitors. If n plates are used, maximum possible capacitance is n minus 1 epsilon naught A by D. But it need not be same every time. It need not be same every time. See that. And again I am telling the condition. If alternate plates are connected to the positive and negative terminals, we'll get maximum capacitance. And that is, if n plates are used, we'll get n minus 1 into epsilon naught A by D, provided if the separation is small. And this model is important. One more important type of network is infinite network of infinite capacitors, infinite number of capacitors, or simply I'll write it as infinite network here. Simply I'll try to solve one problem also. Let this is 1 microfarad capacitor, all are equal. I'll take it as C. So 1 microfarad. This is also capacitor C, and this is one more capacitor say C. If number of capacitors are connected like this, if this part is repeated, so if this part is repeated, how to calculate the effective capacitance of the combination? This is called infinite network. If it is an infinite network, there is a method, a simple method. What I'll do is, first identify the part which is repeating. This part, if you see the diagram, this part is repeating. Let the capacitance of that part, repeating part is say X. I'll write it as X. This is C, X, and what is this? It is also C. The same part is repeating, so the effective resultant capacitance also becomes X. Once again, see the procedure. First, identify the part which is getting repeated. So here in this example, this is C is repeating. So what I'll do is, and this is capacitance C, which part is repeating? So X is getting, this part is getting repeated. Let that part that is repeated is X. So what will be the effective capacitance? So it is X. If you see the diagram, so what you can write is 1 by X equals to first capacitor 1 by C. Now it is a series combination of C and X. So plus 1 by C plus X. It is a parallel combination of C and X. So what is the effective capacitance? C plus X. And one more capacitor is left over. That is, what is that? It is equals to 1 by C. So from this, what I can write is 1 by X equals to here C into C plus X. We'll get as LCM. C is already there, means what we can write? C plus X. C plus X is there, means I'll write as C. And again C is there, means what I'll write it is C plus X. So 1 by X equals to what I'll get in the numerator? C plus C plus C. It is a 3C. And it is how many x's are there? X plus X. So it is a 2x. The denominator is a C square plus Cx. By the cross multiplication, C square plus Cx equals to 3Cx plus 2x square. Finally, we'll get a quadratic equation like this: 2x square, Cx gets n, so it is plus 2Cx minus C square equals to 0. This equation is in form of Ax square plus Bx, Ax square plus Bx plus C equals to 0. We know that by the comparison, we know that the x value is nothing but minus B plus root over. Take only positive root, you need not take the negative root. B is already negative, don't take the negative root. So take the positive root only. by substituting the values, by comparing this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and by substituting in this equation we can find out the effective capacitance of the combination. Finally, if it is an infinite network, what is the procedure to calculate the effective capacitance? First, identify the part which is getting repeated. Let that part capacitance becomes x. So, the same parting is getting repeated, so that's why even this capacitance take it as x. By writing the appropriate combination, definitely we will get a what kind of equation? It is a quadratic equation. By using that equation, by using the algebra formula, calculate the effective capacitance of the combination. Sometimes I will take one example in which it may confuse you whether the combination is a series combination or parallel combination. If capacitors are connected like this, let this is a point A. One capacitor is connected like this. So I will take a network like this. So this is another example. Say capacitor, say it is C1, C2, C3, C4. So 4 capacitors are joined between the points A and B now. I want to find out the effective capacitance of the combination. By seeing the diagram directly, I may not say that which are in series and which are in parallel. But my suggestion is, draw the equivalent circuit diagram. Start from A. From A, how many capacitors started actually? C1 is started from A. C2 is also started from A. If you see the C4, even C4 is started from A. C1 is started from A. C2 is also started from A. Even C4 is also started from A. From point A, which is started, C1 is started from A. C2 is also started from A. C1 is started, C2 is started. Even C4 is also started from A. Now, from other end of the C1 is connected to the C2. So that means what we can write, I can draw like this. C1 and C2 are joined. The combination of these two, now it is connected to, what is the other one? It is C3. Combination of C1 and C2 is connected to C3. What is the C3? Negative terminal. Other end of the C3 is connected to which terminal? It is B. And also, there is a direct connection like this along the C4. So, what is this along the C4? It is also connected to B. So, this is the equivalent circuit for this. C1 and C2. So, we can write like this. First, C1 and C2 are in parallel. So, the effective capacitance of these two becomes C1 plus C2. And that is in series with C3, and that combination is in parallel with C4. So, if I will write the equation for the resultant capacitance, C4 plus, these two are in series. What are those two? C3, and what is the other one? C3 times of C1 plus C2 by C3 plus C1 plus C2. This is the equation for the resultant capacitance of this network. So, some networks, if they are not direct, if the information is not known directly, try to draw the equivalent circuit and try to get the effective capacitance of the combination. This is one of the important model in competitive examinations. After this, there is one network which is called Wheatstone bridge network. Wheatstone bridge circuit, actually it consists of 4 arms. It consists of 4 arms like this, like quadrilateral, having capacitances. Say this is having capacitance C1 and it is having capacitance C2. This is another capacitor, say C3 is joined here, so I will write it as a C3 and this is C4. One more capacitor is joined in between these two, C5. The standard form of the Wheatstone bridge circuit is like this. Clear information is there in current electricity chapter, next chapter, by using resistors. But here I will try to give the basic idea of the Wheatstone bridge circuit, which is used to find out the resultant capacitance easily. How many capacitors are there here? 5 capacitors are there. Wheatstone bridge is said to be balanced. Balanced means, if I will take it as a point P and it has point Q, Balanced means if the potential at point P equals to potential at point Q. If the potential at point P equals to potential at point Q, simply you can neglect this. If it is neglected, if you see the diagram, in the upper branch C1 and C3 are in series, in the lower branch C2 and C4 are in series. So, what will be the effective resistance of the upper branch? It is nothing but C1 into C3 by C1 plus C3. What is the effective network of the lower branch? It is C2 C4 by C2 plus C4. But these two are in which combination? Parallel combinations plus. So, this is a resultant capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, resultant capacitance of a Wheatstone-Bridge circuit. Resultant capacitance is C1 C3 by C1 plus C3, C2 plus C2 C4 by C2 plus C4. If all the capacitors are equal, C1 equals to C2 equals to C3 equals to C4 equals to C, this equation reduces to what is C resultant? What we can write it is C into C, C square by 2C plus, even this will also equals to C square by 2C, 1C gets cancelled, C by 2 plus C by 2, so the effective capacitance is C only. If all are identical, simply whatever may be the value of the intermediate capacitor here, so the effective capacitance simply we can write as C. But remember this point, if sometimes they won't draw the diagram as it is like this, they may change like this. If 5 capacitors are joined like this, even this is also Wheatstone-Bridge. This is say this is equivalent as, if I will compare with this diagram, this is C1, so this will be C1, this is C2, so this is C2, and what is this? This is C3, this is C3, and this is C4, this is C4, and this is C5. Wheatstone-Bridge is said to be balanced. If it is balanced, how to check whether it is balanced or not? Condition is, if C1 by C3 equals to C2 by C4. What is this? If C1 by C3 equals to C2 by C4, we have to check for this condition. I am mentioning the condition here. If, what is the condition? If C1 by C3 equals to, if C1 by C3 equals to C2 by C4, then the Wheatstone-Bridge is said to be balanced. When the Wheatstone-Bridge is balanced, then what happens? Simply you can neglect this C5 and we will get the equation like this. If all of these are equal, so the effective capacitance becomes C. So, this is a Wheatstone-Bridge circuit, how the capacitance can be calculated in Wheatstone-Bridge circuit. Now, what application of Wheatstone-Bridge circuit in different situations? Sometimes Wheatstone-Bridge, questions based on Wheatstone-Bridge may be like this. So, this is one capacitor, one more capacitor, number of capacitors are connected like this. Even this is an application, of Wheatstone-Bridge circuit. If all are identical, see the diagram now. Even this part is a part of Wheatstone-Bridge. If all are equal, C, 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 C and C. So, all this is equivalent to simply C, parallel with say C. So, what will be the resultant capacitance? The resultant capacitance becomes 2C. These are some important applications in form of Wheatstone-Bridge circuit. In today's class, we have discussed about the important network model problems in combination of capacitors. So, how to calculate the effective capacitance in different network circuits, right? We will continue in next class.